Hello awesome people of the universe and of my life, and welcome to Outspeak the Speaker. So right now you've watched 3 other videos from me. Maybe you've read a book or 2 about your speaking. You've put together a website, you've got the social media to follow, but right now it's about business time. How do we convert this dream into a business reality? So to complement everything you've read, everything you've studied, everything we've spoken about over the previous 3 sessions, I just want us to go through a bit of a checklist for you guys to check it off and make sure that you are totally ready to outspeak the speaker. First up, and most importantly, is your speech ready? Now, I believe it is. I believe it is if you truly look within you and you go, how have I been able to do what I do? Because chances are, that's what you're speaking about. People want to know your journey. What have you learned from it? What can you share from your experiences that encourage, inspire, entertain, and delight your audience to be the best that they can be? And let me ask you this. If I rang you up to see if you could do a speech tomorrow, would you be able to put your hand up and say yes? Don't overthink it. Have fun. When it comes to your speaking and getting more speaking events, are you going to go through a bureau? Or are you going to go through your own contacts? And whichever one you choose is totally cool. But do they know that you're ready to speak? Do they know that you're a speaker? Do they know the results that you are generating? All these things that you are doing to be the best speaker that you can be, to get the results that you get as a speaker, your network, your potential promoters, your supporters need to know what you are doing. Get yourself a wall chart, a big, beautiful wall, but not only beautiful, but it will become beautiful, because on that wall chart you've got all the days of all the year in front of you. Start dotting every single day you're talking. Dot a red talk for a corporate talker, a green talk for a community talk, a blue talk for a school talk. Cross out the holidays, because chances are those aren't going to be great days for getting speaking engagements, and then you'll be able to look and you'll see March is full. So what do I need to do to fill up February? It's great to be able to wake up, to start the day, to step into the office and see what your year is turning into. And as soon as you get those inquiries from people, bring them up straight away. Feed your energy to those people that have made an inquiry. Say, yes, I'm available. I can tailor my talk. Let me know. What is your most desired results? People love your energy. When that inquiry comes into you, follow up with a phone call, an email, a text message, write them a card, send them a video. Now, you're probably not going to do all of them, and to be honest, all of them might be overwhelming for you and for the client, but you are going to find your ways that work best for you. And it really is a business of connection. And it's a business of connection, not just when that inquiry is coming in, but what I'd encourage you to do is capture all the data that you can and send them messages here and there. And I tell you what, text messages are a great way of communicating with our clients, because we're getting bombarded for emails. Everyone else has got a subscription email. But if you can do something that's going to land up in the pocket and they go, hey, awesome, it's Cam, awesome, it's James, awesome, it's Jane, that is some pretty awesome impact. And sometimes when we're going back to our client and we're quoting them on our fee, it can feel a little bit overwhelming even for us when we give them that big amount. And so sell them on the entire experience that you create. Let them know that you'll have a one-on-one phone call with them to find out exactly what they need and then tailor your content to that audience. If you have anything like a giveaway or a card or a book, let them know this. Let them know that you'll take a photo with the audience, that you'll post that on your social media, that with their permission and that no one's ever said no to date, you'll share what an awesome experience you had with fill in the gap. Whatever company that was, whatever audience that was. Even simple things like saying, I offer a Q&A session with all my clients, or if I've got an awards evening or a dinner that evening, that you are available to come along so that those in the audience have a time to come up and chat with you and ask you questions. It seems like simple stuff, but it's that simple stuff that can make a huge difference, and even letting the client know what kind of journey that you're going to take that audience on, what people feel, what they walk away hearing, seeing, feeling and believing, create that entire experience for you to deliver. Put it on paper, put it on words right in front of our client, and all of a sudden that fee starts to become even more justifiable. They want it. As my mentor used to always say to me, Cam, sell this to Zoom, they'll buy the sausage. And when an event comes into you, collect and save as much data as you possibly can. It will save time for you in the future and ultimately be able to feed your marketing machine. So what kind of data are we talking about? What are the good things for you to be collecting? Well, as simple as it may seem, is the name of the event, is the audience, is the client, is the organizer, is the phone number of the organizer, is the email of the organizer. How many people were at the event? Were there any celebrities at the event? I didn't realize how important that was until I started looking abroad, and that was one of the questions. Who is a celebrity that has heard you speak? What was your fee? How long did you speak for? All this data, all the data that you can imagine, put it into a spreadsheet, save it. Because this is an industry that can go up and down and up and down and up and down, and in those moments of down, sometimes we forget what it was like a year before. And when we have the data, that is when we are able to see trends, but will also help us when it comes to applying for awards or wanting to work abroad. And when an inquiry comes in or you're reaching out to someone, make sure you follow them on social media. Show them that you really are interested in them, and hate it or love it, social media is a really easy way of doing that. Because once you've done that speech, once you've taken that photo with the client, social media is where you will share it. Tagging them in that photo is how their people will see it. And then we start to gain momentum for things like likes and shares and comments, suggestions and tags and all that social media stuff that does help to gain momentum. And the reason that I like to post as much as I can from every event on social media is, if you want to stay busy, you gotta look busy. And there's always that thought that someone somewhere is going to say, hey guys, we're looking for a speaker. And someone will respond with, hey, Cam Calkoen, he's always popping up on my social media. He's always doing events. Let's get him in. And we want them to be saying the same about you. Look, there is so much that I could share to inspire your speaking journey, to motivate the actions that you will take, and ultimately to keep you accountable to be the speaker that you want to be on stage. What I've shared here and over the previous 3 videos is some generic steps, but steps that form the foundation to my speaking success. And that foundation is all I needed to turn this dream into a full-time career. The stuff that I've been built on the foundation to see it bringing more success than I could have ever imagined was not generic. It was about identifying the 5 steps that I can take today, tomorrow, and over the next year that would enhance my ambitions. And each time a step was complete, it was replacing it with another step. But I was focusing on 5 because 5 never got too overwhelming. 5 was the 5 things that I know I can do to make this work for me. And what worked for me isn't always going to work for you, but that generic stuff is stuff that I've picked up on from other speakers. It was about identifying 5 people that I can meet with as a group, or one-on-one, or on an ongoing basis, or just simply as a one-off. But people that would help keep me accountable, people that would help inspire and motivate me. And if you want me to be one of those 5 people for you, well, simply book in for some mentoring. And let me tell you, as a speaker and in the business of speaking, there are moments when you are going to feel like you are making some pretty crazy decisions. For me, in my life, it seems crazy to train 40 hours a week for a race that would be over in a few seconds, but that's what it took for me to be a sprinter, and sprinting changed my life. It seemed crazy to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, an expedition that had a high percentage of not making it to the top. But I focused on the percentage that could make it to the top, and climbing Mount Kilimanjaro changed my life. And last week, a charity in America contacted me to see if I would be available to speak at their conference. Who would do it? They said there's going to be 20,000 people who would do it. They said, we don't have a big budget, Cam, but we'll pay you 10,000 US dollars. Who would do it? In order for me to get that 10,000 US dollars, I need to get an O1 working visa, and guess what that cost? $15,000. I'm applying for that visa. I'm feeling pretty crazy, but here's what we're looking at. We're looking at an audience of 20,000 people. We're looking at an audience in the United States of America. We're looking at 10,000 of that $15,000 visa being covered. That visa has been valid for up to 3 years. Imagine what could happen if I just generated a small percentage, 1%, 2%, 3%, 5% of the 20,000 people that hear me speak. Imagine if from that one speech in America, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speeches. And I'm sure if I could do 5 speeches, I could do 10. If I could do 10, I could do 20. If I could do 20, I could do 40. And that's why I'm going to do this crazy decision. And so when you get presented with crazy decisions in your life, it's not just about looking at the short-term result, but for the long-term outcome. And if you can stay focused on the long-term outcome of your speaking career, well, you will well and truly outspeak the speaker.